to the republic for which it stands,
one nation, under God,
indivisible,
with liberty and justice for all.
Guns, self-defense, concealed carry. This is the Patriot Defense Podcast. From the war room in Idaho's high desert, here's your host, Todd Echols.
and we're back.
Man, I'm doing all kind of stuff over here.
To, like, freaking struggle with your headphones.
Nah,
like,
you good.
You sure? Because it's like pinched in the freaking table over here. Right. You're gonna have to stand up. We're gonna have to lift the table up.
No,
I'm over here.
I was just trying to sniff and get away from the mic, and I'm getting all tangled up and everything.
Well, it's been a while since you've been here.
Banging microphones. Yeah, it has.
It's been a while. So summer's over.
Thank God.
We're coming to the fall now,
Thank
and
God.
so I can see you more because
I got a footstool for sale now. I was saving it.
A what?
A footstool.
A footstool.
A footstool. It's hanging. I keep it right beneath my rafters, right above the rope. And I'm like, I'm through summer.
Oh,
I think I can sell it. I didn't think I was gonna make it, man. I didn't think I was gonna make it. I'm like, y'all gonna find me all swole up.
Well, it's good to have you back.
Okay,
it's good. It's good that you're here.
It's better to be on the podcast.
It is better to be on the podcast.
Standing on a footstool.
So have you bought anything?
What did I buy? I bought something.
You bought. You didn't tell me if you bought something. I never heard about it.
It's been so chaotic. I can't even remember.
So was it fun? I mean, did you have you shot it yet?
I got people wanting to make gun pilgrimages. I got new buyers, and they're like, "What do we get? What do we get? What do we get? Should I get this? Should I get that? What's the good about this? What's the good about that?" I'm like, "Bruh."
No, it's that time. It's that time of season again.
Well, they're new to guns,
right,
and they're asking all kind of questions like, "Why don't you like a Glock?" All this stuff, and I'm like, "Glocks are okay. They're all right. For the price, you can get a lot better gun,
and a trigger. You can get a lot better trigger."
Yeah. Well, the fact that they have a gun, a well-known group of Glocks called Gucci Glocks that they replace absolutely everything on.
It's not a Glock anymore.
It's not. It's shaped like a Glock, but it's not a Glock.
Yeah.
And so all these questions. So I'm just telling people, just come out and shoot. And because they're like, what about this? I'm like, there's very good guns. Well, basically, it comes down to, what do you like? What fits in your hand?
Oh, these are people that are coming to visit you, your family.
Supposed to be.
They
maybe not.
Oh, gotcha.
And they go back and forth, and I'm like, just go get some and leave me alone.
I want to make a pilgrimage. Well, actually, you need to make a pilgrimage over here to the range.
I do.
And you need to do some shooting.
I do. I'm scared to see how bad it's going to be.
Well, we'll get you back on track.
Yeah.
You're like, yeah, maybe.
Well, I need to start working with the Mantis, and I don't know, my Mantis is starting to act up. I don't know if it's working anymore.
You wore it out.
It shouldn't have. I had the OG. I had the original.
Oh, me? I still have mine.
Yeah.
I heard you can't really find those anymore.
You can't. They don't make them anymore.
Yeah, well, even the lower, like the lowest priced one that they have right now, you like can't find it. They're out.
Yeah. Well, the lowest price one they got now is the same price as one that we got, right?
Right.
And you can't live fire with that new one. You can live fire with our old school ones.
Oh, that's right. You have to get like the upgraded version, which I never used it for live fire anyway.
Mine was all
dry
but
fire.
Sometimes it would still be on there when I did live fire, so
right.
I didn't have to worry about it. Now the new one, if you get the cheap one and you live fire it, it's gonna break.
Can't handle the recoil, the concussion. Well, they tell you that. Someone's got to have tried it.
I'm sure they have.
It's probably the old one that we have with the software update, and they just took it. They just took that off the website, like, and said it won't do it, and just made a new one so people go to the next one.
I do like their new attachments, though. I mean, we got the old school one where you got to screw it in.
Yeah, what do they have now?
It's quick detach.
Really?
It's a clip. Yeah, it's a clip on the bottom and push it in the rail.
Freaking nice.
Go. Yeah,
that's nice.
Yeah, but they do have an update. I don't know why we getting all into that. Well, they do have an update program.
They do. So we can upgrade ours.
Yeah, and you get basically you can get exact same one that's like 170, but if we turn in our old ones, we get $100 off. So you get a new one for $70. But I don't want them breaking that easy.
Well, mine. Here's the thing. Mine works good now. So if I'm going to buy one, I'll just buy another. I'll just have two.
Yeah.
Because I could actually use more than one. Like in a class, freaking fly likes you, dude.
Yeah.
It's freaking fly season. So I'd rather have two because I can use them, for two people in a class, right? I'm talking with my.
No, I'm seeing all you.
Oh, that's to keep the freaking sun out of here.
Your modifications.
My modification.
It really is a bunker down here, man.
It's turning into one. So have you seen the new Smith & Wesson yet?
Smith & Wesson what?
It's like from what I can garner, it's like the M&P the 2.0, but it's all steel. It's all metal.
Yeah, I hadn't held it, but
why would somebody want that?
I don't know.
It's the same gun, but all metal. I mean, if that's the only difference, well, I guess you got those people that like metal guns. Is that like for the 1911 guys or what?
I don't know. Well, I'll tell you what. There's some guns that are plastic that are just. What was that? They had the FN 5.7.
Yeah.
You ever pick one of those up and run the slide?
I have not.
And it's got this squeaky plastic.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, oh, what crap? I feel like bubbles are going to come out of it when I pull the trigger. This is bullshit, man.
But now Ruger, since a few years ago, they came out with their, I think they're giving
metal.
Yeah, it's all metal. And metal. So I don't know. We'll see.
When the plastic gets too plastic, when I run that slide on the 5.7 and it squeaks, I don't like that. I almost feel like when I grip it tight, I'm waiting for the
You're going to crush it. Well, it's an interesting thing because actually, all these guns with the polymer lowers, like your Glocks and all of them,
everything,
all of them. So it's very interesting because when I went and had a custom holster made, the guy, I think he was going to use I don't know if he was using a vacuum press or some kind of like clamp press, but I had to make sure I had a mag and bring an empty magazine for him, because what would happen was there was so much pressure that would be put on it if he didn't have the magazine in there. Forming that Kydex around that holster around that gun would actually wouldn't break, but it would actually kind of start to collapse the grip on that gun. So he said whenever he's experienced that a couple times, and so now whenever he makes holsters, he slides an empty magazine in there because their magazines are metal,
right? And
so they support all that. Interesting. Huh?
I don't mind polymer, but when we get into cheaper and cheaper plastics, it's like it's starting to get a little weird.
Freaking Taurus.
There's a bunch of plastic with a couple metal pieces in there that's glued on. I'm like, oh shit, man, I don't feel good.
It's like handling SCCY. My daughter, so they put it on like social media and whatnot, like Instagram. They'll these gun manufacturers or these gun stores, not anyone local.
Right.
They'll put up a picture of like a gun. Like, we got these in stock, 11 of them. And my daughter, I'm friends with her on social media, and she hits like, oh, I love this, and I'm looking at it, and she likes it because it's leopard print. It's like leopard print.
Oh, yeah.
I'm looking at it like it's SECY. I'm like, no, please, God, for the love of God, don't buy that gun. Just don't buy that gun.
That thing will kill you.
You can leopard print any gun you get. Please don't buy that. Have you seen, speaking of designs on guns, have you seen some of the new Glocks? They look like, they've taken them and they're trying to, like, I think, attract women to buy them. And they're like bright colors, but they are like inlaid, like paisley designs and all kinds of lacy looking things.
That's nice. Why don't they put a trigger in it?
Why
don't they start there?
It's exactly right. They need to partner up with Timney, and then you can put one of those Timney triggers. And I've actually put a few of those in for some friends of mine, and those triggers are, well, my parents got 2 Glocks, and I put the Timney triggers in there. Night and day difference. Night and day difference. When you went from like feeling like you're squishing a freaking plum with your thumb to like breaking glass. I mean, it was absolutely amazing.
Yeah. You feel the crunch in it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. You feel the parts moving. It's like how many moving parts are in this trigger?
That's right. And I will say they're completely 100% like almost drop-in trigger. You take it apart, punch a couple pins, pull it out, drop in the new one, and it put it back together. You're good to go in like 15 minutes.
Now you said you can get leopard prints on any gun.
I'm sure you can. I mean, if you want to go and
Do they make gun skins?
No, I don't believe so.
Or
but
just paint?
if you wanted to like hydro dip it or something,
Okay.
I would imagine.
I'm interested.
Are we gonna? Which gun are we taking leopard print?
I don't know. It's probably a Canic.
Can we take?
We're gonna do something like pink.
I
or
have
some
got-
outrageously
no.
embarrassing,
No, I've got.
ridiculous, and if I shoot you with it, I'm like, oh man, it makes it so much worse.
I need a couple pieces to make it work.
Okay.
Because it broke years ago and I've yet to get the pieces. I have a black Taurus 357 revolver.
Okay.
Let's make it leopard print. Have you ever seen
Well,
that?
could you do that? It's metal.
I don't know. We need to figure it out.
We need to get some outrageous, some 1970s pimp gun action.
Or we the yeet cannon.
Yeah. I got an M&P that it's just trash. I mean, I've put like 4 rounds through it, and I'm like, trash. Don't want it. Yeah, we could play with that one.
Let's do that. We'll get a nice velvet, like what was that? Velour holster.
Holy shit! Can we get like some shag, furry stuff to put on the slide? That would be awesome.
little balls.
Yeah, and when the slide racks, the little, the hairs fluff.
That'd be sweet, dude.
Oh man, I'd go to the range with that one.
That would be freaking awesome. We got to do it.
We got to look into that. We got to see if that's possible.
Then we can do that to all our guns and then give them back to the ATF.
Yeah.
So
They'd remember us then.
Yeah. So normally I don't do a podcast during the week, but you had time and I had time.
Yeah,
But
it's been so long, man.
on your podcast, though, Forgotten American,
Yeah.
you
The
actually
greatest podcast in the world.
greatest podcast. I listen to it when I'm running every morning, and it makes me run a little quicker. And then I hear the life flight helicopter flying across the canyon. I'm like, oh my god, freaking time, man!
It's all those ums and ahs and wait a minute. Keeps you riveted.
It does. I can't hear that over my labored breathing.
Okay, that's good.
While I'm
That's
running.
why you enjoy the podcast.
But when I was listening to your podcast the other day, I like shut it down immediately and called you.
Yeah.
You had a clip in there from Ammo Land. Right? And I can't believe I'd never heard this before. I can't believe. But let's go ahead and play that, and then we're gonna delve into this, and I don't care. It says the Patriot Defense Podcast. Make a little extra noise. It's fine. It doesn't matter. Everyone expects that. But we'll go ahead and play this clip, and then we will talk about it. Let me go here.
Hey, sir, how are you? Good.
Hey, Nick, what's going on, man?
How's it going?
Hey, with the ATF.
Okay.
I'm here about a solvent trap that you ordered.
Okay.
Do you still have it?
I'm not going to answer any questions.
Okay. Well, we're actually here to recover them because they're being used as suppressors.
Do you have a warrant?
I don't have a warrant. If you let me finish, I can talk to you. Okay?
Yep.
They're being used as suppressors. Now, we're just here to pick them up. If you don't have it, you can sign that you don't have it anymore.
I'm not going to sign anything.
Okay, don't sign anything. So what will happen is if you're caught with it, we'll prosecute you federally for an NFA item. Okay? You're obviously going to be on the radar now. I appreciate all the cooperation. We just came to pick it up and have it destroyed. But since you're being such a polite person,
I mean,
we'll leave it at that.
Jackass.
We know what you're using it for, correct? I mean, you bought a jig with it for your AR-15?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Exactly.
So
this isn't the first time we've done this.
if you want to come back with a warrant, I mean, you can do that.
Okay,
Take
absolutely.
your hand out of your pocket for me, please. I'm sorry? Take your hand out of your pocket for me. You're on my property. I can put my hands where I want them. All right, well, we're law enforcement. We're here talking to you in an official capacity, so I'd rather you not have your hand in your pocket. So We're not trying to be jerks here.
You are, though. You're
we're not.
the
We're not.
ATF.
You're the ATF. Come
We're
on.
idiots?
No, I didn't say that.
What'd
I
you
said
say?
you're the ATF.
Correct.
Your entire job is to take away people's guns.
I don't think you have any idea what our job is.
I know
actually.
everything about your job.
Oh,
All it
please
is
tell
to
me.
erode the Second Amendment.
Okay.
Shall not be infringed.
So, violent criminals with guns that we take off the street. That's
At Waco, like at Ruby Ridge.
Oh my gosh. Bro,
Dogs.
you need to quit.
And you keep my dogs in the house.
You need to quit reading so many books.
You're watching too many shows and reading too many books.
Yeah. All right. Well, I'm sure we'll find you again someday.
No, you won't. Yeah.
Anyway, have a good one.
Yeah,
I appreciate the cooperation.
Take it easy.
Yes, sir.
Watch out for the dogs, guys.
So first of all, when they started that clip off, it's funny because you hear that grease your door, man. Do something with those freaking doors. It sounded like an old
Addams Family, huh?
Well, like scary, like a record I heard like when I was in grade school, where
Right.
it's like spooky sounds of Halloween. Well, interesting clip. though.
Hero.
Oh, that guy handled himself like perfectly,
Yeah.
and he interjected all the key items.
Oh, he was great. He was great. I love how they so we're the bad guys. How many times did they try and entrap him there?
Oh, so many.
Can you sign this paper? Yeah, we know what you're using it for, right?
Yeah.
They're being used as suppressors. You bought this for your AR-15, right? It's like,
Oh yeah, no, it's all good. It's all
take that out.
It's
You
all good.
asshole! I'm sorry.
No.
I forgot I was on a podcast for a minute.
No, it's all
I got
good.
pissed off.
Well, it's insane because they kept poking and prodding him.
Now I'm all messed up.
That's okay.
They tried to entrap this man.
Oh, yeah.
Take that out. They tried to entrap this man like 3-4 times and want to play like they're the good guys there.
Oh yeah.
We're just trying to get guns off the street. The bad guys. Of course, it's always the bad guys.
Then the one guy, did you just call us an idiot?
Yeah, boy.
He was a little defensive.
Yeah. His self-conscious is speaking out on him.
But I mean, they have no idea. I mean, they have no idea what that guy's using that for.
No.
But yet they were trying to get him to admit what he was using it for.
Yeah. And then sign a paper that he didn't have it.
That he didn't have it, and they're going to take it and destroy it and save the freaking world.
Yeah.
And then so here's my thing. So he asked him to take, he's on their property, right? And
Right.
He's like, well, take your hands out of your pockets. And I don't want to take my hands out of I'm on my own freaking property. You came to my door. You knocked on my door.
Yeah.
I don't have to take my hands out of.
If he wouldn't have done so well with the Waco and everything else, they'd have said, well, we're law enforcement. You're engaged. Well, excuse me, get the hell away from my door then. The engagement's over.
Yeah.
But it was worth it for him to hit him with the Waco.
Yeah. He should have yelled back over his shoulder, honey, keep the dogs in the back room.
Well, he told him, said, look after them dogs. And I've actually found the clip again that had, what do you call it, closed caption on it.
Yeah.
And that last little bit you can't hardly hear. And he said, you need to watch out for your dogs. The ATF on the way out. Last second. And I'm like, what is, are you threatening my dogs too?
Oh, the ATF agent said that.
If you listen close, listen to the last little second.
I have to go back and listen to that again.
Yeah, it's worth playing again anyway. Listen to that last little second, and he says, hey, watch out for the dogs. And he's like, you need to watch out for your dog. One guy laughs, and you need to watch out for your dogs. I'm like, are you threatening to come back and kill my
you're
dogs?
on my property, and you're threatening me?
Yeah, threatened him a few times. We'll see you again now that you're on our radar. And I'm like, look at these guys. Look at these guys.
Yeah, it's just with everything that's even going on with those, and then you got the binary trigger thing, and they say that they're going house to house trying to get all that kind of stuff. They're going after those rare breed triggers. I don't know, man. These law enforcement, these ATF, they're all feeling really, really empowered about right now.
Yeah. Well, basically, we've reached a point where the ATF and the FBI and everything just needs to be eliminated completely. There is some courts are starting to say that there's speculation that the courts are going to rule that the ATF is unconstitutional.
Right.
Based on Clarence Thomas. What did he do? They had a last ruling, and I can't recall it right now.
Just not too long ago.
My faux pas has me all
Yeah.
scrambled brain. And he said you need to go back and look at these previous cases based on what we're established.
Well, they're
here.
saying that they're making laws.
Yeah.
And they don't have that right.
Same thing with the EPA.
Yeah.
And they're thinking that it's coming, that they will. Here's the problem with bureaucracies, and here's the problem with the Republicans, because Republicans are trash. They want to break up the FBI and make them, take the intelligence section and the law enforcement section and make them different sections, and then take another section and make it. The problem is then they're going to have 3 FBIs, and they're going to make them all as powerful as the current FBI, all as big, all as funded. Just they're going to triple the size of the FBI, and then they're still going to communicate with each other. So that's not a cure. We need to get rid of the FBI. We need it bulldozed to the ground. Everybody in there fired, get out, not sent to another department, not take another department and blow it up just as big, because then you're just transferring the same thing. Get rid of them all. Why do we have so many?
Yeah, no.
ATF, FBI, NSA.
Well, think about it. I mean, we're not supposed to use what? We're not supposed to use military on our soil against the American people, right?
Federal troops.
It's posse comitatus, right? Right. So if they don't have to obey anything, I guess, but they're supposed to obey that. So then now they're just empowering the ATF, they're empowering the FBI, they're empowering all the 3-letter agencies to do what? Commit war against the people of this country
and make
on
their
our
own
soil,
law. They can't
make their own laws. And they've introduced all that money that ATF, or that they can create new ATF agents out of sheriff's deputies, right?
Right.
They've done that. You got all that money they gave to the IRS. And are they going to create agents? Are they creating law enforcement type agents within the IRS, or are they going to use that to pull them out to become new ATF or FBI? Who knows?
It's going to be bad. Not only that, why do we have a post office SWAT team? Why do we have a Social Security SWAT team? Why do we have all that? Why do you have millions of rounds of ammunition? The Homeland Security should be. What an abomination for the United States to have a Homeland Security. Abolish it. Get rid of it. NSA, that's domestic spying. That's right there in Utah.
Yeah, oh yeah.
Get rid of it.
Big center.
Get rid of it. Get rid of it. If you're that much, if you're under that much of a threat, it's time to go. It's time.
Well,
to go.
if you've got to monitor us because you've pissed off the American people enough that you're worried that they're going to do something or say something or plan something to some huge government upheaval.
And what's crazy is any attack that happens, they're always part of, but they never stop.
Yeah,
they never stop. By the way, get ready. There's another one coming.
Is there another one coming?
Oh, man, it's almost election time.
Oh, that's true. That's true.
They got to have one.
So have you noticed a run on ammo or anything like that?
No. Have you?
No, I went to buy some rifle rounds and for my AR-15, and just I was looking. I've never gone online to try and buy rifle rounds, 5.56 or anything like that, and there's still a lot of that shit that's out of stock. Out of order. Now, I don't know if it's still that way. I mean, when I looked at it, I was my thoughts were, is it still that way, or is it just slowly creeping up on us again?
I don't know. I've been local, and it's.
I always look online.
There's ammo, and it's reasonably priced. Well, they'll gouge you locally too. So
for sure they will.
If they have decent prices, I assume it's okay.
But
because when the prices go up, they get you.
There's big stuff coming, and we still have that the assault weapons ban deal that they have to vote on, right?
Well, if they're panicking over this election, so
for sure they are.
I expect something. Imagine this.
I'm imagining
Monday Night Football.
Boom.
Terrorist attack.
Boom.
3 or 4 guys with AR-15s.
Yeah.
You don't think right now they got the House. If they're about to lose some of that, we'll see. They have they got enough Senate. I think they could definitely swing. You got enough rhinos.
You think they would pass that?
Well, yeah. I think it's going to be their last chance. It's going to be the last chance.
That's true. That's true. And so if there's an event big enough, they could sway.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. I didn't mean to cut you off.
But it's got to be something televised. It's got to be something big.
I'm picking up what you're laying down.
It's got to be. Yeah. It's got to be. It's got to be big. It's got to be televised. It's got to be rough. And I think they could get enough because either they're going to have to steal a lot of elections, or which every time they do that, they lose ground. It's one of those things that you can only do so many times. You're losing people every time you do it. More and more people see through it. So I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't have a big sporting events, something like that. Maybe a few of them.
Well, and it feels like they're obviously, it's coming to election, right? But it feels like they're really turning stuff up. They got the ATF agents going to people's houses. The ATF is really hammering down on all these arm braces, shoulder, whatever they call them. They're doing all kinds of stuff that they shouldn't be doing.
Yeah.
And it's just ramping up, just ramping up every day. There's a little more. There's
just
a little more.
Door to door. Hey, we hear you got some stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, well, did you hear the newest thing now that they, and I just talked about on my last little short podcast I did, about how they convinced over the weekend, they actually convinced your credit card companies now to go ahead and classify like weapons and ammo, like gun purchases as like a certain number, so they know what you're getting.
Yeah.
It's a registration deal.
Huh.
They know what... And I argue about this with local law enforcement, the guy that does my class all the time. There's no registration. Well, there's no registration in the state of Idaho. Where's that? Oh, no, it's not going to a federal I'm like, I hit that button. It could go a lot of places. It can go a lot of places. Don't tell me. I got to know another guy that runs against her. Oh, no, they're not doing. I'm like, I don't believe anything.
Naive, man.
Yeah, you're just being dumb at this point.
They see your text messages to your mother.
Oh, yeah.
You telling me they're not watching your purchases.
Yeah.
Come on, man. That's why they want to get rid of cash. That's why they want to get with the CBDC, central bank digital currency.
Yep.
Because that's the little bit of power they lose. And even when they can't see that, they track in your phone showing you go to the gun store. I mean, come on, man.
Okay, so get this.
If you don't have a car, it's being tracked. A lot of newer cars are being tracked.
Well, let's just get to this, right? Let's talk about this. When I at one point I was looking at getting a job at the local radio station. I was going to be in sales.
Right.
Okay, they have, and you know what I'm getting at. Yeah, so they have a thing where I could, as a business owner, right? I could actually pay them money, and what would happen is like all my customers and stuff, they would know, like when they went into a gun store, when they were in a certain gun store, which would be my competition, and all of a sudden they start funneling ads to their freaking phones, right?
Right.
Well, the place I used to work used to do that as well, right? They knew when I left via, the phone or my vehicle. I think it was probably my phone. They knew when I left my freaking house. They knew when I was at certain business locations that I had to go at throughout the day. They're doing that for sure.
That's available to me. I can purchase that information.
Yeah.
You can purchase that information. That's available to us. You telling me the government ain't doing that?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Come on, man. They set up Stingray towers for the longest time. Old fake towers that would just pick up everybody, and it was just theirs. Now they don't even have to do that. They just get it straight from the...
it's crazy.
They're inside all the...
It's crazy what they can do and what
technology.
they do. Because I have a little app on my phone that I put on my kid's phone.
Right.
And I know where he is at any given moment and how fast he's going and when he hard brakes and when everything. He'll tell me absolutely freaking everything. To the point of if he gets in an accident, I receive crash detection.
Crazy.
Yeah. So...
Problem is, your phone's already picking up all that information.
Oh, yeah.
So all they got to do, if they want it, they got it. And they want it. They want everything. They got everything.
Well, and all the big corporations anyhow are in bed with the government anyhow. That's how they keep functioning. That's how they keep running.
Yeah.
Verizon, AT&T, all that. Obviously, the credit card companies are MasterCard, Visa, American Express, because they're going to literally they mentioned that on Friday or Thursday that was kind of happening, and literally those guys, they just rolled over and let it happen on Saturday.
Right.
I mean, it took a whole 2 days.
They don't have a choice. If they roll out the CBDC, there's no such thing as visa.
Right.
We don't need you unless we allow you to come in as part of that.
And maybe that's what they told him, too. Maybe they said, hey, look, you can stay around a little bit longer.
Maybe. I mean, it's reaching the point. I ain't going to go. I was about to go too far. I'm kind of stuck on it. It's reaching a point where right now in Europe, you have people with energy prices that they can't afford. What's the government doing?
Yeah.
They're saying, well, we're going to subsidize you. We're going to take care of you. This is your basic universal income. Before long, they're going to say, look, we're going to help you and take care of you. You have to put this chip in you and give over all. It's going to be Citral currency, and we decide what you can spend it on, what you can't, and we'll give it to you. We just give it to you.
Yeah, if we're going to help you, we need to monitor you.
And it'll expire, and you're going to buy good things for the environment. You're not going to buy meat and all this. And they're drawing you into a net like a spider, and they're going to suck you dry.
And it looks like you said something. Looks like you said something bad about us on the internet. Sorry, you don't eat today.
That's not good. That's not. You got to learn a
Your
lesson.
social credit score you can't travel now.
No, you can't. We're going to turn your car off. Thanks for buying an electric car, by the way.
I buy no friggin' electric car.
I'm not either. I was looking at one car, and I'm like, hey, does this have the OnStar type stuff? And they're like, what do you mean? I mean, if somebody steals it, you can remotely turn it. Oh, yeah. I said, I don't want it. I don't want it.
You acted all interested and told me to go pound sand.
And they're like, which one don't have that? And they're like, the cheapest one we got. I'm like, that's the one I want. That's the one I want. And they're like, why do you? This dude really told me this. This was during the truckers in Canada.
He's like, why do you want that?
Why would you want that? I said, you think if the government could shut off all those trucks in Canada right now, they would? He said, yeah. I said, there you go.
So here's the thing.
I don't want to be shut down.
If it comes down to it,
I'll build a killdozer.
Now we're talking. I tell you what, if it comes, there goes our social credit score. Comes down to it.
I'm going out.
Come on out, dude.
I'm going out in glory, man.
I've got all these like 70s vehicles sitting out here. We're all pre-computer over here. We're good to go, dude. They can't shut nothing. Well, unless they shut the fuel down, that biodiesel I'm building, I'm kidding.
We can build a wood burning truck. I've
seen it. I got a wood stove. It's a barrels. We're good to go, man. This podcast took a damn turn.
Yeah, man, we getting out there. Man.
Speaking of this podcast, do you remember when we used to do?
I don't know who you are.
Do you remember when we used to do? We did all the extra podcasts.
Oh yeah.
And we called them like conspiracy theory or whatever.
Something like that.
We were doing them like weekly for quite a few months. Remember?
Yeah, you was like, I'm tired of this crap, man. I can't take it no more.
But we were doing that. So I got notification like 2 weeks ago. YouTube removed one of them.
Really?
I'm like, you're about 2.5 years late. That had to be more like 3 years ago.
It was a while back.
Yeah, finally they found one and they thought it might upset their listeners.
And now I'm curious which one it was. I don't have copies of it. I can't listen to it.
Yeah, I don't even know anymore.
You don't keep copies?
I do, but I mean, it was just like, okay, besides me titling some of these shows, I don't number them or anything. I think it was just Conspiracy Theory Podcast. I don't think it was. I don't know which one's freaking missing.
I'm just curious what was said that was so.
Oh, probably something dumb.
Probably so. That's what I do. Dumb stuff. That's
all we do. But I don't know. It would be interesting to see if we get any more reports. I mean, about the ATF going door to door. It's that guy handled that pretty well. And,
he did great.
And I would love it for people to start recording that. And the fact that he was like on with the camera. I don't know, maybe it was a Ring doorbell that picked it up or something, but
I don't know.
But it was what do I just answer the door with my camera recording all the time now?
Well, there is video to it, but it looks like it's fuzzy, like it's next to his leg or something.
I wonder. Well, it's fuzzy, like they blurred something out because I can see the sides of it, but the middle of it when I watched it was fuzzy, and it makes me wonder if he consulted an attorney before he released all this.
If he was pointing it at him, I wouldn't point it at him. I'd want to get some honest reaction. I'd want to get him to talk crap, threaten me.
Right. Well, and they did.
Let's see but they'll get a lot rougher. They'll get a lot rougher. They'll Waco, they killed women and children. They don't care. These are savages. Don't act like you noble, righteous warriors. Get out of my face with that crap.
Well, here's the thing, and maybe I don't want this going out on the podcast, but I'm going to mention it anyway because it's been on my brain lately. It's these how do I say? There's no easy way to say this.
Okay, maybe you should say.
I'm going to freaking.
Be careful, you're going to get an audit. And have an IRS at your door.
I'm not worried about that. I guess I'm worried about, but. So
I'm worried about all of it. You know what? When you come in, you come in. When it's over, it's over. When I decide that's it, I'm done. I just feel like and I know, I think it goes to some of these law enforcement guys' heads, right? We over-valorize this stuff. We over-valorize the first responders, right? Oh, yeah. And we hold them all up. And we've talked about this before, They always say, they're going to, the local guys, the sheriff's deputies and stuff like that, they're going to stand up. They're not going to come for those guns. When they send us for the firearms, they're not going to go to door to door. They're part of the community. Good old boys. They grew up in that community. Well, here's the thing. For the last 4 years especially, it seems like we've been over-valorizing all these types of officials like this. They get this big head that I'm going to do it. I'm told to do it. You're going to listen to me. I'm a freaking first responder. And I think that's just their way of slowly empowering him to possibly go and do this, regardless of who it is, family, friends, community. It doesn't matter. And that doesn't matter if they won't do it. What matters is if they have the courage of their convictions, the strength of character to stand up and say, I'm not going to allow this to happen. Because if you sit on your ass like a coward and let the feds come in and do it, then you did nothing. You're there to defend the people. And you're there to defend your citizens. Get on it. And if you're not going to do that as a sheriff, then
sheriffs, deputies, whatever. I mean, but shit. when you control the food, right? When the government controls the food, the prices are so high that people need that measly wage that you're making just to pay for a little fuel and buy some freaking bread and milk at the damn grocery store, right? Because, I mean, even right now it's starting to, we're no Argentina yet, but... Right. But I mean, it's still it's getting hard, right? It's getting difficult out there for a lot of people. And when you start doing that, when you start threatening a guy like he can't feed his family, right? He can't pay his rent. He can't whatever. He's gonna do whatever he's told to do if it means his job.
Yeah. So look, you disobeyed an order today, so that takes 5 credit points from you.
Yeah,
You can still, get today's rations, but we're going to have to turn off your heat because we don't have enough of both. Stay up all night, freezing.
Yeah.
Yeah, do that for a few nights. Watch your kids get cold.
It's just going to be interesting the way that they have done this, man. I just want to, so much I want to say that I probably shouldn't say.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't.
You're the only guy here that's got your thumb on me a little bit. You're looking at me like, don't. We've had these conversations.
You can come to my podcast.
We've had these conversations. I need to come to your podcast.
We can talk some trash.
Oh, dude, I would unleash on your podcast. Last time I talked about lizard people.
And come back.
I've been listening to way too much Tony Merkel.
Yeah. Well, I like old Tony. He's interested sometimes, but
he's getting a little.
He kind of disappointed me with the whole Black Lives Matter thing and all this stuff. But I said last podcast, I'm trying to take it easier on my fellow podcasters.
There you go. Me too. Since I know someone, you're the only other fellow podcaster I know.
Well, there you go.
Are you taking it easy on me?
I am taking it.
Okay, because I've listened to every one of your episodes. I don't think you've beat me up yet.
No, but I got problems with some podcasters. And I'm like, you know what? If you get something from somebody, take that and throw away the rest.
Yep.
And don't worry about it all. But, anyway.
There you go.
Yeah, let's try not to let old Merkel go. Not only that, he's entertaining if you don't,
He is to a certain extent. God,
sometimes.
He freaking irritates the hell out of me a lot of the time, though, now. He's just getting a little big for his britches.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I think so. Anyhow. Well, okay. Well, let's keep an eye out for any more visits from the ATF, because if they catch the audio, we'll definitely play it on the podcast. And we'll give our armchair
we should do podcasts together more often. We did 40 minutes of one clip. And we just went,
I know. We just talk, we get going and you talk about 5 different things, and then you come back to the clip. All of a sudden, I'm mentioning the ATF clip again. People are going, "What? I thought we were past that."
Yeah, well, I had a podcast, and about this amount of time, I probably paid 6 clips last time. I'm like, golly, it's nice to have open conversation that just
it is.
bounces and moves.
It is.
Flows.
I do a podcast here,
Right.
and then I've been given like 14 or 15-minute clips on my Patreon. And so I'm actually doing like 2 a week.
Okay.
To a certain extent. Now, Patreon, they get the intro, and then they get me just complaining about stuff usually. But it's where I get just what I can talk about or my thoughts on things, you know.
Right.
So I've been doing that as well. So it's like, you need to show up. We need to do podcasts.
Yeah, we do.
Show up more, and it's cooling off now.
Thank God. Thank God. I almost didn't make it. That was a rough summer.
I kept calling on you, check on you.
I overheated twice.
Oh no!
I'm out there getting dizzy, wanting to throw up. I'm like, I think I'm too hot.
Yeah, probably.
Stumbling. I'm like, I'm too hot. Oh, it was bad.
Well, it's cooling off now. So, but speaking of cooling off, it's actually pretty nice late afternoon, and I actually have a class I have to go get ready for.
Oh yeah, that's coming.
Yeah, I gotta get out there. We actually, the same guy was supposed to do a class last week as well, and we canceled it because it was like 102 degrees out. It was like last Wednesday when it was super hot out. And
yeah.
She's like, "Do we have to have class?" I said, "Nope." I said, "Not at all," because it's like 108 on the range.
What's crazy is I was watching the weather. I was watching it, and I was so hot for so long, just so miserable.
Yeah.
Just like I felt like an old piece of leather, just like a lizard, just all dried up. I'm like, oh God. And I was watching the forecast, and it's like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, hot. Thursday, Friday, cool. I'm like, not going to work Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Screw that. I work the weekend. I'm not doing it. No more heat.
Well, at least we're getting cool in the evenings now.
Yeah,
We're like 50.
that's
We're
nice.
like 50 degrees. We should have been this way a freaking month ago.
Yeah, it's nice now.
Yeah, it's super
About time.
nice.
I'm ready for winter.
Yeah.
Let it snow. Let it snow.
I don't
Let
know
it
about that.
snow. Let's do it.
I don't know about snow. It doesn't affect me like it used to.
I'm sick of these flies, man.
I know you are. They're just now starting to get aggressive. But thanks for coming today, man. In between engagements.
Yeah, well, I happened to be working close by, and we was actually able to make it happen. What's crazy is we started this at the beginning of the week. Here I go down another rabbit hole.
It's okay.
You keep trying to shut this down.
It's okay. Just keep going, dude. It's all right.
And it's like, maybe we can do it. I'm like, you know how I work, man.
I know.
It's just one day I'm going to get up and say I ain't doing nothing today. And that's the day.
Well,
and I got to see if that'll work with your schedule, because you schedule everything, and I don't schedule anything.
Well, yeah, this week
I just kind of show up
because
life happens.
because of harvest. Like harvest is going now. Like they just started potatoes and sugar beets and beans. You know, it's after the fair. It's pretty slow, so I'm pretty slow during the week. But I do have that class tonight. But I was watching, like you said, oh, you're gonna be like an hour, and then I'll shoot you a text.
Yeah.
I'm like looking at my phone. I'm like, son of a. Where is he?
Then
I was literally sending you a text when you called me.
I was stuck. I was like, I hope he ain't waiting on me.
No, it's the big deal, though. The big thing is we made it happen. And
we did it.
We will make it happen again. But I want to thank everyone for taking.
We got a whole podcast here.
We did. I might take the weekend off. No, I better not take the weekend off. Freaking James will kill me.
Okay.
So thanks for listening to the podcast. Share it on your social media. Share it with your family, your friends. Check out the show notes if you want to check out the Patreon and you want to hear more short podcasts and me just whining and complaining. Pretty much not that much difference in these podcasts. Just shorter, less of it. There you go. Join that. It's only like $5 a month. I was waiting for you to say something, but you did. It's all good.
I'm watching this fly, man.
It's all good. If you got any comments, you got any questions, go ahead and you can shoot me. You can call me or shoot me a text. Area code 620-794-6223. That's area code 620-794-6223. And I pulled my phone up really quick because I actually had, where's it at? Someone reached out to me. I don't know if he's a podcast listener or not, but he said he's a Glock guy.
Uh-oh.
And his name is, I don't think he's from the U.S. His name is Pavel Kalovsky.
Okay.
So he messaged me. I shot him a message. Don't know if he's seen it yet. But there you go. If you're on here, thanks for listening. I appreciate it. I need to go and check and see which countries are listening to the podcast again. It's been a couple of years since I've done that. But until then, I have a class on Saturday, so I'll try to get out on Sunday and get another podcast. What are you doing Sunday? Oh, wait.
no
I'll be
idea.
out of town Sunday. I'll try to do something this weekend sometime. Not sure with who or when, but I'll get it out there. But everyone have a good week. Bye.